Hello and welcome back to our New World Order campaign in Crusader Kings 2 with the HIP mod. In the last episode we declared war on our neighbours here for the county of Cologne, which will make our borders look a little more attractive in this area once we win, which we probably are going to. And also we had Trude the Maid sent from Jesus to help lead our armies, which is really good. We've been getting the events for her. So we'll see what turns out happening with that. Let's unpause and continue our sieges though. We will slap their leader in irons, I guess. To 36%. The world is a dangerous place and devious plots are everywhere. Rumors have reached you that people are conspiring to kill you. They're really probably not, we're just paranoid, but sure, let's be careful. Trude requests an audience. Trude has come before you asking to speak to you at the council, who says that the military establishment seems trapped in old doctrines and that the commanders would benefit from more offensive thinking, as well as more religious schooling, of course. There is grumbling from some of the assembled nobles at her speech. We can say, thank you, that's a good idea. Gain 50 military tech points and 30 piety, and annoy the lords. We can say that when we need her advice we'll ask for it, or we can arrest her. Well, I think we'll take the tech points and piety, even at the cost of annoying some lords. Let's see. Pick a random duke and see what kind of opinion penalty we got. Apparently he didn't care. How about you? You don't care also? How about you? Alright, so maybe people don't care as much as we were led to believe. That's fine. Okay, after a lively evening at court where everyone drank, laughed, and feasted, me and my wife were left alone by the late hours after everyone retired to their quarters, so we are perhaps going to impregnate her again. We'll release the prisoners. I haven't seen any army from Burgundy since they've been called in. Seems like they just dropped out of the war. Presumably somebody just died. But now Friesland has been called in. Okay. Not actually enough troops to siege this holding that they're trying to siege, so we'll just ignore them for the moment. Truce with King Fulmar Ironside of Saxony is almost up, so we could go to war with them again. Which we might do. I don't feel too well, something is wrong with me, so we are going to become ill, as well as maimed, which is a little worrying. Fortunately our son is of age, so he's ready to inherit if it should be necessary. Trude and the church, your court chaplain Gunzel approaches you one morning for a candid conversation. My lord, there is much displeasure among the clergy at the elevation of this young woman, Trude. Things she says are considered heretical by some in the Holy Church, and others, frankly, see their positions threatened by one of such low birth and meagre schooling, gaining so much prestige. I'd advise you to consider whether it is worth protecting the young lass at so great a potential cost. We can remind these clergymen who is king, annoying the clergy. We can say she is merely a tool, the church has nothing to fear, gaining 20 prestige and presumably not annoying the clergy. Or we can put her on trial to see if she's a heretic. Let's say she is merely a tool. People of Constantinople have progressed beyond our own technological level, so we will get more tech from them. Which is always nice. Have we almost sieged all the holdings here? One more to go. We had a grandson born. This is the first son of our heir. And he is a quick child, though unfortunately ugly. That's okay. Let's actually make sure to set him as special interest so that we can educate him when the time comes. The influence of Trude. These are unusual times. Trude's influence is felt all around wherever you go. There is a surge in religiosity among the commoners who see her as a national savior and almost a Christ figure. Among the nobles, many are charmed by her pious innocence and energetic zeal, in spite of most of them also viewing her as a dangerous upstart. Meanwhile, the clergy is divided, some seeing a heretic and others a saint. We can say we should all try to be more like her and gain piety, or say, I dislike fanatics, but I will suffer her for now. Maybe we become cynical. Well, we're zealous, so let's not do that. We'll gain 30 piety instead. Oh. Vassal Duke is executing people and inheriting their titles. Gain some more technology. And we're no longer ill. It's great. My son makes sure everyone gets exactly the same amount of whatever sweets the cook gives the children, so we'll say we are proud of him. And let's try one more time to arrange a betrothal to our vassal duchess here. Maybe our son is no longer too young. He probably is. Still too young. It would take a matrilineal marriage, but I suppose that would give us the marriage ties opinion bonus. Would help out. So in that case, let's make sure we do it with our younger son. Okay, I'm alright with that. I think our line of succession is pretty secure anyway, since our eldest son has a son of his own. We can afford to marry off a third son of ours matrilineally. Have an army from our enemy's allies. Went off to siege our capital. Common girl from Zollern, your Chancellor Clara von Andex comes to see you, a look of worry on her face. She explains that there are increased grumblings among the nobles regarding the position of your protege Trude. Many of them refuse to accept that a low-born woman from Zollern, however competent and pious, be continuously given so many privileges normally reserved for nobility. It sets a bad example for the peasants and may cause unrest, they fear. There have also been numerous incidents of perceived insults and scandals of protocol between Trude and various prestigious army commanders. It seems many nobles feel they have suffered her too long, and some still entertain the idea of demanding her arrest and trial for heresy. We can anger many of the lords of the realm, we can force her to speak more humbly henceforth, makes her lose 100 prestige. We can say, not noble enough, bring her before me and I shall knight her, which would cause her to gain 200 prestige. Or we can put her in chains. Let's knight her. Why not? No longer no-born, she's as Gladius Christi, Sword of Christ, I believe. Latin. The enemy is nowhere to be found. We will ask the family along, I guess? No, we'll leave them be. Fine. It's 2 more sieges up to 79%. And we're finished sieging everything we can down here. We'll just move to an adjacent county. And we siege everything we can here also. So we'll be getting ticking war score. We may as well go and fight the armies. Which should give us a little war score. Captured a count also. Really don't want to lose our capital to a siege. Thankfully, I discovered where I misplaced my ring. It was under my bed. What good fortune. Oh, and your army is capital here. We're not going to catch you if we go that way, but let's follow to here. Would be fine attacking that in the hills, I think. If we catch them, which we did. 91% from this battle and 99% from that one. Captured another countess. And some kind of mayor, I think. I think this war is won. We're going to get to 100 on ticking war score. Almost immediately we can disband everything. Except for our retinue, of course. We could go into hiding if we want to, but let's not. Of course, our demands. We vassalized the Prince Bishop directly, actually, which we may want to do something about, since I'm pretty sure he is... Oh no, he's de jure part of his own duchy, I guess. Well, that archbishopric does not exist, and we not create it because we're not a theocracy, but I think he could probably create it if he wants to. That's fine, we'll just leave him where he is for the moment. The prisoner is complaining. Thanks for reminding me, we do have quite a few high-value prisoners in our dungeons, so let's click the ransom all prisoners button. Get some money. And we have quite a lot of money now, up to 900. So I think we'll take this opportunity to build a new holding in our capital, which unfortunately will have to be a temple. And will cost us most of our money. But after that we'll be able to build a third castle in here, which will be pretty good for us. Since we'll get the very valuable 50% levy bonus that all castles that we hold in our capital duchy get. Or capital county, rather. My prisoner is complaining about his dark cell. Did we not ransom you? Get that taken care of. Manually ransom these last two characters. Apparently missed by our handy button. Alright then. So for our next war, I was going to say we should declare on Bayern, but it looks like our vassal duchess here is in her own war over this county, so that's fine. A month ago you bought some baklava from a traveling baklava merchant. Today you wish to share some of it with a visiting dignitary, but to your horror you realize the baklava has spoiled. Unfortunately it's too late. The dignitary eats a few of the delicacies and begins puking for a while afterwards, so we lose prestige. Fortunate. It seems like her war is going pretty well so far, 88% in favor. She has the entire target county siege, so she'll be getting ticking war score. I think she could probably win this one. Numbers are pretty equal though, it looks like. Not really in her interest to have a battle here, but it looks like that's what she's going to do. Okay, our Duke is happier now. I don't really like her becoming more powerful. She already owns more counties than I would like her to own down here, but probably alright. She is pretty happy with me, so... be okay for the moment, at least. Alright, let's see how this battle goes for her. Seems to be going okay, but the enemy side is being reinforced. She's still winning though. Okay. Looks like she's going to win. That should get her to 100% and give her the county. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's one county for us that we didn't have to conquer ourselves. I guess we'll probably just declare war on him anyway. Oh, we still have our truce, of course, for another year or so. Okay, well, we'll put that off for a little while then and go to war with somebody else. Or maybe just stay at peace for a little while and collect some money. That could be a good idea too. We obviously have a truce here, but we could potentially attack the Duke of Alsace. If we have any decent war goals or CBs. We'll have county claims for vassals, which is not really worth it, I think. Let's see. Duchy of Baden, which would be a pretty nice addition to our realm, I think. Only one claimant, though, who has landed, and obviously will not accept an invitation to our court because of that. See if we can kill the current duke. Actually, doesn't have the Duchy of Alsace. Oh, he does. No, wait, it was the Duchy of Baden I was wondering about. That was Navarra, interestingly. Oh, who has this duchy? Oh, it's not created. Okay. Well, guess that means there won't be any invitation of claimants to that one. Although, he has a strong claim, so it will be inherited by his successors. So if he was to die, we would get some characters who we could potentially invite that would have claims to it. And in fact, he seems pretty easy to kill, so let's do that and see what happens. We also haven't heard from Trude in a while. Not sure if knighting her is the end of her event chain or one of the possible ends. Still hearing the voice of Jesus. Guess we'll see. A group of head knights have come to visit Franken. Duchess Clara has met with them and asked for my reply. We can welcome them with a lavish feast for 38 gold, we can welcome them reluctantly for 9 gold, or we can refuse them access. We'll welcome them with a lavish feast, why not? The hedge knights have participated in a minor tournament together with our knights. Sadly, one of those landless vagabonds have been severely injured. Fine, we'll pay for some medication. Why must you be so clumsy? You improved the Duke's opinion again. Okay, still no claimants to this duchy, and no claimants to this duchy. We will just be taking a single county from him when the time comes, I guess. We'll get our daughter educated by someone or other. Maybe we'll do it ourselves. I guess we have 2 wards already, so we won't. Give her to this guy for opinion, I suppose. And we gain some more technology. And we have that claim, of course, and do have some weak claims on duchies we could press. Potentially. Grand Principality of Yarmia, all the way up here. Not really interested in that. The whole Duchy of Anjou. On behalf of somebody who's already my vassal even, but I don't think we really want to do that either. This one is Cornwall, so want to gain that. I think Limburg might be close by. Is that a county? Duchy of Limburg. That is on our borders. It's only 2 counties. 3 counties, including the tiny little county of Aachen in here. Alright. Well, maybe we'll consider that, but we do, of course, have a truce with them for the moment. But only a few months to go until our truce with Bayern expires. Probably just take advantage of that. The Jihad for Volga, Bulgaria has been successful. Cursed infidels. So the Seljuks, I guess, have just gained that directly. Bad news for Christianity. The Kingdom of Norway has been formed. Looks pretty good up there. So Denmark has some of their land. Foolish, foppish, silly-looking young man runs up to you squealing with glee. By the Blessed Virgin, by the Blessed Virgin, by the Blessed Virgin. It's the king, I can't believe it's you standing here next to me. You can tell him to be gone and lose intrigue and diplomacy for a year. In fact, that's the outcome of every event, so we'll just call him useless filth. The young buffoon seems to ignore your insults and continues, "Wow, you're the king, you're the best. Can I follow you around? I won't get in the way." Tell him to wait here for a moment. Here, right here, what about say over there? No, right here? Alright then, you're the king, whatever you say. We'll run away as fast as we can and potentially become paranoid. We're already paranoid, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. We're out of time for this episode. In the next episode, we'll probably wait for our truce to expire and go to war with Bayern again. But in the meantime, we will take a break, so thanks for watching, and join me again then.